Types. But if you don't mind me asking, and I hope this isn't throwing a curveball here, but you mentioned iterative research, and we are going to discuss that on another video recording. But is iterative research becoming more of a I guess a strategy and even a methodology for diary studies to be linked into?
Yeah, it is actually. So I think, and it's probably that's a great question. So it's you're either discovering or evaluating, right? So I think or generative or evaluative research, depending on what you're trying to do. So iterative research in a discovery, exploratory, generative research context is, let's just fire out an open-ended task and figure out what's happening for a couple of days, okay? And let's learn from that, and then let's pop up tasks for the next 2 days, and let's kind of double click into the learnings, and let's probe that, and then basically let's fire up a couple of tasks for the next 2 days and get super refined. So it's like a funnel. You start broad, you start with your panoramic lens, and you kind of become a little bit more telescopic as you do it. So that's a very agile, iterative way to do discovery research, right? I think if you're downstream and let's say you're shipping different test flight bills, for example, or different physical prototypes, what you can do is you can ship sample 1, get them to do a sequence of tasks, record how they delivered your product or your prototype, for example, for a week, gather that feedback, go quiet for 2 or 3 weeks, iterate your product or your app or your service based on that learning, and then ship prototype 2, okay, and then get them to give you feedback on that. So we've got clients who've got participants in diary studies going on for 3 months, where they're shipping different smart devices maybe every 3 or 4 weeks on a cadence, and they're just learning. They're kind of connected with these participants, living with their products and their apps and their services, and they're kind of evolving and iterating as they go. So literally, it is a super flexible approach, and it's interesting. It's iterative at the upstream level, and it's also iterative when you're kind of a pre-launch.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's, for me, one of the things that I see coming through the projects on Indeemo. This fascinates me about iterative research, because before you would think of a diary study as we're going to start on a Thursday and then on a Monday or whatever it is. But no, in fact, no, this iterative approach allows the project to evolve over time, and even the research objective can slightly change as well, and there's this continuous then stream of insights coming through.